Hello everyone, and welcome again to our attempt to do a Facebook Live. Only of course this time it's not really live, it's recorded, and that's because we had some terrible sound problems first time round. All my fault, wrong input selected. I do apologise. Thanks for bearing with us, and hopefully this time it'll all be slightly better. Anyway, what we're going to talk to you about today is the KUA wagons, the nuclear flask carriers. We're going to talk about the Sonic 56XX steam locomotives, some exciting news there. We're going to talk about the Cemflos that we're producing with Accurascale and the PFAs that we're producing with Accurascale. And the reason for doing this really is that we can't see you as we normally would at shows like Alexandra Palace that was cancelled, at the DMU Showcase later this summer that's been cancelled. So this seems like a way that we can show you what we've been up to, show you progress on the various things that we're doing, and also interact a little bit. Now, unfortunately, the live thing didn't really work because of the problems with sound. I think we've got that sorted now. So next time we do one of these lives, we will have the sound working and you will be able to answer us questions in real time. And of course, if you have got any questions you want to ask having watched this recorded video, then we will be answering them either on Facebook, of course, here, or you can ask us questions on Engage Forum, where there's a thread running about Revolution Trains Facebook Live. So, without further ado, let's look at the KUAs. Now, this is a pair of giant nuclear flask wagons. They've got 4 bogies each, and these are used for transporting spent submarine fuel from Devonport and Rosyth to Sellafield for disposal. Now, the real things, there are only 2 of them, and they're identical in appearance, but all their markings are different. The numbers obviously are different, lots of other differences, and the models that we're doing replicate this as best we can. And let me show you, for example, one of those key differences. If you have a look, is I will show you that on the end of this one, which is MODA 95771, you can see there's a patch ripped away where a label was taken off and removed and leaving a little bit of residue there. And if we show you a photograph of the real thing, you'll see that that is actually on the real one, and that's a good way of telling the 2 flask wagons apart, because only one of them at only one end has that residue. But there's lots and lots and lots of other small differences between them, and as best we can, all of those have been replicated. Now, I do need to also say thank you very much indeed to our friends at Direct Rail Services, DRS, who allowed us to get up to Kingmore, to get really close to one of these wagons, have a really good look at it. And I think that's one of the reasons why I feel that we've been able to produce a really top quality product there. Now, those wagons are being sold as a twin set, so you basically get the complete fleet. You can run them on their own in pairs, or with the Graham Farish DRS escort coaches, often carrying military personnel to protect the delicate cargoes that they're carrying. So the KUAs are on sale now. We'll be closing the order book fairly soon, not sure exactly when. Keep an eye on our website if you want those. And the next thing to talk about is the Sonic Models 56XX steam locomotive. Now, the news here is that Sonic, in response to customer demand, has decided to add 6 new versions to the roster. Now, 3 of them are renumbers of existing liveries that are selling well, and the other are 3 new liveries that haven't previously been offered. So I'll just run through those for you. Now, the first of the new numbers is 5643, and that is in BR lined green with the late crest. Now, that is a locomotive that is owned by the Furness Railway Trust and is in preservation, so good for both modern era modelers as well as those modelling when these locomotives were operating from the 1920s to the 1960s. The next renumbered version is 5619 in BR black with the early emblem. Again, that in response to customer demand, because that was by some margin so far the most popular of the versions that Sonic had already offered. And the last of the 3 renumbered versions is 6671 in unlined Great Western green with Great Western lettering on the side. Again, in response to customer demand. Now, those 3 are renumbers of existing liveries that were already on offer. However, Sonic has also decided to offer 3 new liveries, and the first of those is 5609 in Great Western green, but with the GWR shirt button logo on the side. Now, they ran in this form from the mid-1930s to the Second World War, and so that again is something completely new. Also coming up, 6602 in BR black, but with British Railways lettering on the side. This was something that was done to some of the locomotives immediately after nationalisation in 1948, and before British Railways had settled on an emblem or a logo design. And then the last of the three new ones is 5644, again in unlined Great Western Green, but this time with the GWR austerity block lettering that was applied to some locomotives towards the end of GWR existence. So that's the news on the 56XX. The other information about the 56XX is that going forward, all of these existing models and all of the new versions are going to be available only to order from Rails of Sheffield. Now, Rails of Sheffield are taking on the retailing of this, and they will also be providing all the fulfillment. So they'll be sending all the models out. So if you're interested in any of these fantastic little locomotives, go to Rails of Sheffield website, and that is live now. Okay, moving on. The next thing to talk about is we've had EP1 samples of the Accurascale Cemflo cement hoppers that we are producing in Engage. Now these are versions of their 00 models, and if I have a look here and show you some of the details, there are two versions. There's the pre-tops version here on your right, and then the tops version on your left. Now the pre-tops version has the placard on the side that will have the blue circle lettering on. By the time these wagons got their tops codes, that placard had been removed, so all you have on the side there is the brackets. Now we're doing 12 of the pre-tops versions in 4 triple packs and 9 of the tops versions in 3 triple packs. Now we're pretty happy with these. We've just asked them to beef up the bottom of the W irons where there's some slight cracking, but beyond that these have been approved now, and the next stage we're waiting for is to get decorated samples of these models, which we think will be really good. And again, you can order those right now from our website. If you're interested, please do, and we'll let you know when the decorated samples arrive. We'll post images, of course, on our website and so on and so forth. The next thing to talk to you about is the PFA four-wheel container flats, again, that we're producing with Accurascale. Now we've had the CADs through for these, and if I show you the basic one to start with, one thing you need to note is that the placard on the side is only correct for CPL distribution version. Now we are not producing that version, we're producing the plain carwood, so that plaque is being taken off the CADs. The containers that we're doing will have the plain ribbed sides. If you look at the wagon without a load on it, because we know they often ran like that, so we've done as much as we can to first of all make them as heavy as possible. The white area you can see is going to be die cast metal, so there'll be lots of low down weight on these wagons. And as you can also see, if we look at the underside of these wagons, we've done everything we can to give as much detail as possible, brake rigging, air pipes and so on, all the kind of detail that you've come to expect from Revolution trains. So that's where we're at with various projects. A few other things that people did ask about during the Facebook Live that I'll try to bring you up to speed on. Some people were asking about the Class 92 locomotives. Well, they're in production now, and as soon as we have an update from Rapido on when they'll be shipped, we'll let you know. The Class 320 and 321 units, again, we're waiting for decorated samples of those models. We expect them to be here maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and again we'll probably do some kind of a Facebook Live event, or we'll certainly put images on our website when they arrive. The Class 313 PEP units in N-Gauge, again, questions about those. We've had CADs through of those. They need a little bit of work. They're not quite ready to show, but of course as soon as they are, we'll put them up for you guys to look at. We're really excited about those. A few other things, the IPA car carriers, they're in production now. They're expected to ship to the UK at the end of May. That's a little bit later than we thought, but of course the Chinese have had their problems with the coronavirus as well as we have here. And that's about it. There's not much else to talk about, I don't think. That's brings you up to speed on most of our projects. So with that, unfortunately, obviously this is recorded. We can't have the live Q&A that we would have had if we'd got the microphones working properly before, but never mind. Thanks very much indeed for watching, and we'll probably try and do this again in a couple of weeks or when we have more information for you. Anyway, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.